Oh wow, I didn't see you guys there. So, sorry about the loud mic, for starters, but I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing today. So, basically, much as the title suggests, we're gonna be sending Jebediah into space, so we can kind of get some experience before we go off, like, sending stuff into further nuance into space. I have a few craft files prepared, but I wouldn't read those. I'm kind of busy. So right now I'm just laid back, pretty chill in my office. I keep forgetting that I don't have an office. I'm just gonna call it the office. Stop, to be honest, 'cause it's kind of easy. So just what I'm doing here is that I'm gonna be building a spacecraft, and I forgot. I have not learned to do a time lapse yet, which is a huge problem. Because the mere fact I can't jump ahead of the footage. You're just gonna have to bear with me today. Yeah. Yeah. You're just gonna have to bear with me. Keep going. So what I was thinking here is I just edit the fairing so it kind of comes off gently around our little spacecraft. And what this does is essentially, it's kind of early at the time I'm about to head off to school. Not a smart idea. I know, I forgot to do it last night. Just kidding. I wouldn't abandon you guys, not for a second. I'm not that crazy. Let's just be real. So, should be fun actually. I don't know what I was thinking when I was reviewing. I accidentally did the same SRP twice as what I saw. Next time I'm gonna record the craft, and then I'm gonna like cut it out and then just screw run it. What was I doing at this point? I'm trying to recall, cause I'm half watching the video. I am sorry for these long pauses, but I don't know why I took so long when I was building the craft. So I was rearranging the stages so it'd be a bit more like useful. And yeah, I called it an X1. Kind of like the X1 plane from way back in the day. I'm just going to turn on some mood lighting in here. I love this. If I turn on RGB, I got a nice green mood light in my background. I'm just going to spam the remote. Yay. This is awesome. It's definitely not going to give me a headache, but let's just go on with this launch. Now, I forgot to add little Vermeer engines so I can just have better control and overall stability over the rocket. And that was a huge problem because one thing that's super important in Kerbal Space Program is the stability of your rocket, which I clearly forgot to do. Sorry, I'm just speaking up straight to the mic for the intensity of the situation. But I was just keeping an eye on this, put them lapsus at this point. And you could just see Jeb just chilling in there, like, oh wow, I'm gonna go to space. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, what went wrong? Gear resistance. It's a huge pain in the butt. If you accelerate too quickly and you're too, like, at the bottom of the atmosphere, you will encounter air resistance. Much like I did. So, continuing to watch my periapsis, I'm just, like, toggling the throttle up, on, and off. I don't really need the throttle at this point. I can just like, there's a large tug stage. And I don't know if it's a glitch in the game, but they keep disappearing. Maybe the Kraken just doesn't like it. It's on my side for once. So, there are the occasional times where a piece of rocketry is just sitting in orbit. And I can't let that happen because there are space animals. We've got space polar bears, space whales, and space turtles. They're all endangered species, and I'm not going to be disrespectful. I have a targeted orbit, however, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pull it off. Luckily, I did equip a service module sort of tank in case I need it. So just warping out of the atmosphere and cutting off time warp and then just auto warping to the maneuver node. So I can just spark up the burn. Sometimes time warp is a little slow for me. So ditching that fairing gracefully. I'm switching to mood light. Right now, it's giving me a headache. Okay, that's... Ow, that one hurts my eyes. Alright, success. I was able to fix my mood lighting. Now it's a lot better. I'm a fan of mood lights, honestly, but enough about me. Let's just get back to this video. So, it seems now that we're in orbit. And I can just extend the solar panel so I don't run out of power. Then we can just dump that and rotate around. Now, this is kind of the peak of the mission. This is my first trip into orbit for the series, and it was kind of a historic moment. There might be a few launches off cameras. Okay, maybe a couple of Kerbin launches, but let's just, like, skim ahead through the footage. Just going ahead through the footage, and now we're here. We're about to like just go to where the light is, like Kerbin. So we're gonna begin our deorbit burn. There we go. I don't know why I was using the monoprop. Maybe I was thinking, oh, I'm just gonna use this monoprop just because I can. And now that I saw that little pitch, it's pretty good. And I'm not really that much of a care where I land, as long as it's a landing. So, I stopped the time warp around here so we can just line up the heat shield with the atmosphere of Kerbin. And we just, I think I got a little trigger happy with the time warp. And that's what I usually do during atmospheric re-entries. I tend to get a little trigger happy with the time warp. I actually making right time with my schedule. Like, I can upload videos a lot earlier than I planned, which is awesome, by the way. So continuing our little descent, I have to keep watching that G bar. If I go in the red, I'm done, because this is when stuff's gonna explode. Which means you kind of want to stay in that area, and I'd like to toggle the resources that I have. A blader is a big one during re-entry. So we toggle the parachutes. We're gonna start having a big drop in velocity relative to the surface.